Here we go again with the wild hit pieces against Critical Drinker. Critical Drinker is essentially a video essayist, movie reviewer, modern culture reviewer, a man who's also put out books, who doesn't just critique culture, but actually adds to it. In fact, in many ways, Critical Drinker is the gold standard in commentary. Meaning you look at somebody like him, and not only does he critique culture, he actively goes out there and puts stuff out as alternatives. Daily Wire has been trying to do this too with their movies. Tim has tried to do this with his skating stuff. That is the ultimate upper echelon, where you're not just whining and complaining about stuff. You're actually going out and being the change that you want to see. And that is absolutely positively causing a meltdown in the not just gaming community, but in the woke ideologue community. A writer from GameSpot, I know you're probably saying, GameSpot? That's still around? It actually is. GameSpot writer seethes and lashes out at Critical Drinker while attempting to push LGBTQ agenda on J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. This is not anything new. The woke community has long tried to make Tolkien like LGBTQ. Samwise and Frodo were definitely lovers, because these people are completely incapable of seeing male or female friendship in any way that is not spicy, romantic. Why? It's because they themselves actually have no real friends. Because I have a lot of male friends that I proudly, openly, in front of many other people, will hug them and tell them that I love them. It doesn't mean that I want to sleep with them, okay? This is not uncommon among males. I assume it's also not uncommon among females. But these people who are like Coomer-brained, or these people that said, that are obsessed with everything being LGBTQ, they see it everywhere. It's like everything, you see it in everything. They want it to be everywhere. Critical Drinker's channel is a massive success. 2.12 million subscribers. Got it through long form content. It's obviously a lot easier to get subscribers in short form content. Okay. The guy sneezes and gets 1 million views. His word is considered basically gold in terms of whether or not a movie is worth paying money to see. A bad review from Critical Drinker can completely sink a franchise. Now, generally, Critical Drinker will not go out of his way to be negative for negativity's sake. And that, my friends, is what really drives them mad. Are there commentators out there who are like, oh, there's gay people in it, bad, movie sucks, terrible, woke, trash? Yes. But that's not him. He is somebody who goes out of his way to provide reason after reason after reason after reason, example after example after example after example of why a movie is bad. And that crushes them. You have, Chris Stuckman, a famous movie reviewer, got all butthurt saying it's okay to criticize bad movies like Madam Web. Like, oh, we can't criticize movies, especially if they're, they have woke ideology in it, this, that, and the other thing. Like, what? Of course you can. The GameSpot writer who uses the name Jesse Earl and is a male pretending to be female, according to this article, so trans, seethed and lashed out at popular YouTuber Critical Drinker, all while attempting to push LGBTQ agenda onto J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. By the way, this is not new. The official Lord of the Rings on Prime account initially posted 4 images of Ilsidor, and the original character named Estrid, played by Nia Towley, wrote, okay, we ship them. Shipping is a term that Coomer-brained Gen Z uses. What it means is anybody who's a friend They're definitely sleeping together. That is the only conceivable possibility. Of course, Critical Drinker responded by saying, "What are you, 12 years old?" Absolutely buried them. Now, of course, I'm already blocked. I'm actually blocked by the official Rings of Power channel. The official Rings of Power Twitter has blocked people who are critical of them. So then, of course, Earl took issue with Critical Drinker's post and shared an image of Sean Astin, who probably is gay the way he supports Kamala Harris, as Samwise Gamgee and Elijah Wood as Frodo in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Earl wrote, "Yes, because no one ever shipped anyone in Lord of the Rings before. Anyway, here's just two boys being straight." The assumption is because Samwise is worried about Frodo's safety and health, he must want to penetrate him. That is literally how these weirdos think. Of course, their username is Jesse Gender. They are, of course, trans. I don't think that all trans people are like this, but I think trans people who make their entire identity and personality about being trans are like this. Literal Coomer-brained, you know? Literal Coomer brains. Earl did not stop there. Ex-user David Bradley wrote, "I'm forever torn between what we need to see more healthy, loving platonic friendships between men in media, and damn, those hobbits are gay as F." Earl responding to the writing, "These cannot both coexist. Frodo and Sam are a great representation of an emotional, vulnerable, platonic male friendship. They can also be gay lovers." What? What? There is no one way to read into them because they're fictional characters. You can read into them either way. That's what's cool. No, they're not gay. Okay? That's the thing. It doesn't hurt my masculinity. It doesn't, it's just these people are Coomer brained. They grew up watching, degenerate prawn all day long. They're programmed to think everybody and everything is sleeping together. They're just damaged. He then lashed out at Critical Drinker. A-hats like Critical Drinker are so butthurt about me or any queer person seeing Frodo and Sam as gay or stuff like Spider-Gwen as trans, not because they want to see more male friendships or whatever. They just want one true interpretation that reinforces hegemonic norms. Wow, those are a lot of big words. Isn't that what you want, Jesse Gender? You see any male friendship and you assume they must be gay. You assume they must be gay. And then not only that, you try to cancel and have complete meltdowns about anyone who disagrees. Frodo is not gay. Samwise also not gay. In fact, Samwise had a love interest and had a family with a woman. J.R.R. Tolkien made it abundantly clear that Frodo and Sam are not gay. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Tolkien wrote, and so it was settled. Sam Gamgee married Rose Cotton in the spring of 1420, which was also famous for its weddings, and they came and lived at Bag End. Later in the chapter, Tolkien wrote, time went on and 1421 came in. Frodo was ill again in March, but with great effort he concealed it, for Sam had other things to think about. The first of Sam's and Rosie's children were born on the 25th of March, a date that Sam noted. In the section Appendix B, titled Later Events Concerning the Members of the Fellowship of the Ring, Tolkien also noted that Goldilocks, daughter of Samwise, was born in 1431. He also made it abundantly clear that Rose is Sam's wife by writing, Master Samwise and his wife Eleanor ride to Gondor and stay there for a year. Even if you never read the books, that wedding is in the movie. Like, you must have obviously been living a double life. Write your own LGBTQ characters, and that is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's 100% fine that you have LGBTQ characters. Nobody's saying you can't have them. I'm not. What I'm saying is don't project it on people that actually isn't. You know, don't project it on people who are obviously straight. By the way, no one ever does this for gay characters. You know, characters who are written LGBTQ, they are never projected to be straight. This is a unique LGBTQ community thing. And rather than writing their own characters who happen to be gay, this is why they can't be creative, by the way. Have you ever noticed how every gay character written in modern movies or television, being gay is their entire personality? And then people watch these movies and television shows and say it sucks? It's not, and then the left is always like, oh, you didn't like it because they're gay. Wrong. I didn't like it because that was their only character. They're surface level. Nobody cares who these people are sleeping with. And so they think just by making a character gay, that makes them interesting. It's 2024. Being gay is not interesting. It's not cool. It's not notable or brave to come out. It's ho-hum. It's boring. It's not a reason to watch anything. That's the truth of it all. Unfortunately for them, they think, well, that's all it takes to make good television. And when their shows always fail and they have their meltdown, I'll remind them. It's honestly sad. Tolkien argued for applicably, in art over allegory, because he believed there's a lot of people, like the whole Tolkien society is super woke too. Tolkien's lore has been overtaken by woke ideologues, and you can take a look at, Amazon's Rings of Power, which lost 50% of its viewership after just 1 year, and in my opinion will likely be canceled before it ends. I don't think they'll actually ever run it to the end of its 5 seasons or whatever they promised, because the show blows, because it's written by people that think, oh, it's a strong independent whammon. Why isn't everybody watching? Just because a show sucks doesn't mean people are homophobic, as Jesse Gender claims. Devout Catholic does not equal homophobic. Yeah. They were platonic male friends written by a devout Catholic author. So Tolkien was a devout Catholic, but 100 years after he dies, here's some trans individual to say, well, actually, he definitely would have embraced gayness. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe in today's church, but certainly not then. Absolutely pathetic to go after critical drinker. Way to get blown out as usual. These people are sick in the head. And just, write your own characters. I implore you, please do.